Hey guys, I'm standing here in my schmedium outfit. Thanks a lot, Amazon, for sending the wrong one in front of the Cultural Center. It's the Sullivan Munce Cultural Center. It is the epicenter of all history here in Zionsville. I want to tell you all about it right now in this episode of Our Town. We are here in the gallery of the Sullivan Munce Cultural Center, and I'm standing with Cynthia Young, the executive director. I've got the gun. I need to point it down and away is what I've been told with my proton blaster. But Cynthia, thank you so much for having us out. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So for those that maybe don't know what Sullivan Munce is, can you give them a general overview?
Yes. In a nutshell, we do art, history, and genealogy. We have a collecting history museum, we have an art gallery and an art center where we have classes and camps and things like that. And then we also have a genealogy library.
Nice, and we're actually going to cover all of that today. We're going to give you a full tour. We're going to meet many the members that work here, which is going to be a lot of fun. And part of that too is there's a ghost walk, which we're going to talk about, which is why I was in uniform, because I thought maybe we'd see some ghosts, and I want to keep my community safe. But in this case, we're not going to do the full walk, but I'm still a little nervous about this building. We'll see how that plays out.
There it goes.
That's a cool little foreshadowing. So let's talk about the room that we're in right now. This is the gallery. I'm assuming this is where you put all the art and all the fun stuff.
Yes, this is our Moribruns gallery, and we have about 6 to 8 art shows a year, and most of them are group shows. So this, the one that's up now is the Charm Club. And then we also do a school show in March, the Youth Art Month. We always do that every year. We do abstract shows, which is coming up next. And then we also do a first come, first hung show in January, which anybody who comes between 10 and 12 one day, and designated day gets to be in the show. No questions asked. So that's a good place for someone to try it out.
Do you ever have people camp out waiting so they can be first?
We do. Yeah. And it's in January, so it can be a little cold.
All right, so there's a lot to see here, and I'm excited to go. So we're going to go meet some more members of the Cultural Center here, and we're going to explore some more. So follow along. Let's go see if we can find some ghosts. Okay, now we are here with Heather Lusk, and Heather is the organizer of the Ghost Walk. Ooh, really excited to talk to you about this, and this is really why I'm in costume today, is because I want to protect Zionsville from these ghosts. Now, usually the Ghost Walk, we would be walking all around the community, right? Well, maybe for those that don't understand what the Ghost Walk is, would you mind kind of filling us in?
You covered it, the basics of it. We do a short walking tour throughout Zionsville, stopping at about 8 stops along the route.
Nice.
And each stop, people will learn a little bit about Zionsville's history thanks to local performers who do a little scene that we pull actually from our archives here at the museum. So it is based on true history, even though we might have a little fun with it and play around with it. And this year we'll have a special guest from Village Dance Studio. They will perform a dance at our gazebo.
Will they be a kind of ghost dance?
They will be ghost, yes.
Is it Monster Mash?
It is not Monster Mash. Right. It is different this year. We've done Thriller in the past, but it'll be a little different this year. Right. Certainly anyone is invited to come to Ghost Walk. You can get tickets at the museum by coming in person, calling the museum, or ordering online at the Sullivan Munce website. Usually a lot of the performances and the tours do sell out, so we encourage people to purchase their tickets early.
Yes.
But it's a fun evening. Every tour lasts about an hour, and it's appropriate for all ages, although some of the youngest kids might get a little bored and might prefer the daylight hours.
Yes.
But once it gets a little darker, sometimes the performers have a little more fun with it and make it a little spookier.
I like it. And it's one night only?
It's 2 nights, October 4th and 5th, Friday and Saturday. Yes, from 6 to 9 p.m. The last tour leaves at 9.
Okay, excellent. We're going to flash the website here, but we're also going to share it with you later in the video too, because we don't want you to forget it. Because the Ghost Walk really is a lot of fun. It's something very unique. I don't know, do you know how long they've been doing it here in Zionsville?
It's been about 24 years, I would say. And it's a great opportunity for performers. We really don't have community theater in Zionsville anymore, so it's the perfect way for people to get that acting bug taken care of. And we have kids of all ages. We have elementary school kids all the way up to senior citizens who are part of it.
We've been doing it so long that the original ghosts now have ghost babies that may be performing at
There
some
we
point
go.
soon. So I'm excited about that. Well, that's just part, again, of what Sullivan Munce is doing. We're going to continue the tour, and we're going to see if we can find us a ghost anywhere. Oh my goodness! Take that ghost! All right, now we are in the Genealogy Library, which is one of several libraries here at Sullivan Munce. And we are meeting with Jennifer Van Horn. Thank you for meeting with us.
Not a problem.
Your official title is Genealogy Volunteer.
That's right.
And you work in this room, and I'm sure other rooms as well.
That's
but
right.
what does this room do? There's a ton of different books in here. What's
Right.
going on in here?
So this is a reference library. We have volumes for people doing research locally as well as across the U.S. and even the world.
Okay.
But most of our research is centered on central Indiana, Boone County, and Zionsville.
And it's all genealogy related, I'm
All
assuming.
genealogy related.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except genealogy is not just the, putting together a family tree. Sometimes it's learning where they lived, learning what property they owned, what their house looked like.
Okay.
How many children did they have, where are they buried.
Yeah.
So it's that sort of stuff.
And you could see probably the typical person that's coming in here, they want to research either their own family or maybe some other kind of lineage or something there. Is that right?
Exactly, yep. And
Yeah.
they either want to use the physical volumes, something that people have donated, or they want to use our electronic access to the websites that we have here.
Nice. And if they did, I'm assuming there's a lot of people that are going to be new to this. If
Sure.
they wanted to do the research, that's why they meet with you?
That's correct.
That's awesome. And so
And whether you're a beginner or you've done it for your whole life and you're stuck, you can come and chat with me.
Well, this is awesome. Genealogy Library with Jennifer Van Horn. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
That's no
We're going to continue the tour right after. You're busted, ghost! All right, now we are upstairs. Did you know they have an upstairs here at Sullivan Munce? This is Christina Huff. All right, Christina is the museum director here, and so it's your job to what? Make sure that none of this goes away?
Yes, among many, many things. So in terms of the museum, the history portion, there are the exhibits, of course, that you see downstairs.
Yeah.
There are reference questions, which is, of course, a special treat for all of us because you never know what questions people are going to come in, what they're going to want to know about.
Yeah.
And then there is all of this, the collections management upstairs. So all of the behind the scenes work, going through new materials, adding them to collection, preserving materials, cataloging, adding details to the catalog so that when people come in and ask about that one thing that they just have to know about, we can find that for them. And that, when you find that connection, a person with an object that helps them with their research or wakens their nostalgia, maybe wakens memories of their parents or grandparents, that's what makes it all worthwhile. And then, of course, there are programs and events too, so you know about Ghost Walk already. And we have our sensory structure and heritage home program. So if you have an opportunity to tour around the village and see some of our already existing sensory structures, and if you have an older home, if that's something that you're interested in, you might look into researching your home. And we have third grade history, and I know you already know about this. It's an amazing program. So we have volunteers, parents, grandparents, community members who volunteer their time to go into every third grade class in Zionsville Community Schools. They present lessons every month, and then in May, the students come in and visit us. They get to spend their time in the museum, and they do a walking tour of Zionsville. So we reach more than 500 students and their families. It's just an amazing program that we offer. So there are a lot of elements. What you see in the exhibits, all of this upstairs, and all of those wonderful programs too.
Yeah. Well, this is great. This is really cool up here, and we're gonna make sure that we get this out, because I think if you haven't seen some of this stuff, make sure and that's probably why they need to come back to Sullivan Munce on a regular rotation, because they get to see the different things and the different artifacts. So very cool. And I used to live in my basement when I was a kid because I liked how cool it was. I might sleep up here tonight if that's okay. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it would be very helpful just in case there are any ghosts.
Well, that's true. Think about the ghosts. Excuse me, I've got another one. Stay there, ghost! It got away. Dang it. All right, I want to do a huge thank you to all of you, to Cynthia, Christina, Jennifer, Heather, so much for giving us a tour of the Sullivan Munce Cultural Center. And for those of you, which should be all of you, that want to come check this place out and you just don't know how, first off, where are we located?
We're located at 225 West Hawthorne here in Zionsville.
That's right down in the middle. All right, and then if they want to do the newfangled thing and look it up online, or
Yeah.
how can they find you?
You can find us on our website at sullivanmunce.org, or you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Sullivan Munce. And also, can I go ahead and talk about them?
Please,
Okay.
yeah.
I wanted to tell you about our new app. It's called Boone in Culture, and that's our new app available in your app store. And it has a walking tour on it now. We plan more things later, but it'll have a walking tour of our Century Structure program, so you'll be able to visit all the homes here in Zionsville.
Yeah, this building is really cool. What's inside the building is really cool, and the people are really cool. So make sure you come check out the Sullivan Munce Cultural Center here in the middle of Zionsville. It really is the cultural center for Zionsville. And for those of you that are like, oh, where's Megan? I wish she was in this video.
Surprise! It's me!
Joke's on you, she's been here the whole time. And for one more time, for good measure. This is
Our town.